Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everybody back to another Thursday of the Millionaire Lunch Live that I do on with every Thursday with Michael Franke and Bobby the Bank Whisperer. Sadly, Michael's feeling sick today, so he's not going to be in here. But I think I think Bobby might be joining. But if they don't, you guys just get me, which will be pretty cool. I have a lot that I wanted to talk about today, and we're going to answer questions. This is a break that I do during my lunch, so I hope it's helpful for you guys. Again, it's every Thursday, 12 o'clock Arizona time. Fun fact, Arizona does not follow daylight savings, so I think in March, when everybody springs forward, we are going to slide from Mountain Time over into Pacific Standard Time. So Arizona right now is currently on Mountain Standard Time. In the spring, we're going to be sliding into California time. Well, there you go. See, I told you I didn't know if he'd be joining, but he is. So Bobby Boy, how's it going, the Bank Whisperer?
What's up? What's up? Good.
Not a whole lot. I was telling everybody, I put out the alert. I told everybody I was going to talk about an auction sale that we got reversed. So I want to get at least 50 more people on this live before we go into it. Right now I can see that we have 26 people on the live. So what we'll do for everybody who's new, or if you are new watching this, the biggest thing I want to reiterate for you is we are here to answer your questions. And if you're on Instagram Live, just say the word YouTube, and I believe my bot should reply to you to join the live. And when you do that, you guys can come up here. I'll even throw a link in the side chat so you guys can jump up and ask us questions on stage. We love to come up and answer everything, help you guys out. For quick context, my name is Caroline. I started getting into real estate in 2020. Didn't really know what I was doing. I focused on pre-foreclosures in 2023, and I've had my cup filled up because I get to help people all the time. I've made more money this way. When you put people over profits, everything else happens for you. So I let me rephrase that. Put the people over the property, and that will make you profits. That's how I'd like to rephrase it. So that's what I found has been the biggest key to success for me. And then I stumbled upon Bobby, and Bobby was able to teach me how to build in more equity when talking to homeowners that have tricky situations. Bobby started doing some real estate in the 90s. So Bobby, I'll let you introduce yourself, and then we'll get into it. So who are you, and why are you the Bank Whisperer?
Gosh, started, I always say back in the late 1900s, pioneers were just coming across the plains and this homestead thing. So I love real estate, had a passion, had a license. And, you know, traditional real estate, it's fine. You're a taxi cab driver as a buyer's agent driving around to properties. And I love the nitty gritty of business and tough deals and sales, and found these things called foreclosures. Started buying them on the courthouse steps. You know, it was difficult bidding against other bidders and having your own investors, and kind of reverse engineered the process and said, how do they do this? How did they get here? Because sometimes I'd be bidding on a property and they would say it's been canceled, the sale. I'm like, well, what are you talking about? It's been canceled. And then they wouldn't really give you any more information. So reverse engineered the process to find out people stop making their payments. Banks don't like when you don't make your payments. They're in the performing note business. And then it transitions over to now they're pretty upset, and they file some things with their attorneys called a notice of default and a notice of trustee sale, depending on if you're a judicial or non-judicial state. Sometimes it'd be a sheriff's sale. Kind of mapped out this process and did a bunch of deals that way. And I thought, this is awesome. You know, finding properties, homeowners that had issues that needed some help. You know, that was something that was really exciting to me. And then put again, whenever I say I wrote a book, people say, that's awesome, send me your book. No, this is back in the day. It's dated, it's old, still good. You know, a lot of good content in there, and we need to get that revised, but wrote a little ebook on how to do it, you know, for people, and never charged anyone. We would just send that out. So that's how we started in this pre-foreclosure world. Jumped out, you know, we were part of a tech startup, was super fun, made some money there. And that's the short version of that experience. And then jumped back into real estate, kind of figuring out what I wanted to do. So that's where I came from, my background. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. Data is king. You know, we use niche data. Michael's not feeling well, but we use niche data to find and source people. And that was one of the biggest challenges that I had is A, how to find the deal. Okay, now I found the deal. And B, how do I find the people, you know, to call and actually utilize all my negotiating skills. And here's how I can help stop your sale. And so that's kind of a little bit of a background and how I got to where I am today. And now I'm just helping other people stop foreclosures, and we stop more than we buy. That's probably the good news. So
yeah, that's the good part about it. It does definitely, it's fun educating people. And I know today we had to scramble the jets with a last minute situation, and I want to just kind of cover this for everybody. If you're new, welcome. Again, we do this every Thursday. I see we're getting enough people in here. I'm about to go into how we were able to reverse the sale that happened, but I want to talk about when you're getting started. This is not easy. I mean, if it was easy, everybody would do it. And we found this is one of the best ways to make a difference in our communities and to help homeowners save their equity. And we can also make money while doing it. So if you know anybody who needs help stopping a foreclosure, if you don't know what to do when you're falling behind on your payments, we have lots of resources. We want to make sure that everybody has every opportunity available to them. That's what we do. And again, like Bobby said, we actually help more people stay in their homes than we end up purchasing. But every once in a while, somebody's like, I don't want to deal with this headache anymore. Can you please help us out? And we did something like that today. So with that being said, I already see there's some questions over here. I want to answer what I can see. And we're going to go through what we did earlier this week to stop a sale and probably what's going to be happening today. So the first one I see is from our boy, Nick DeSimone. He's always asking this. He said, how do you negotiate liens in Boston? So we're going to need a little bit more information on that, Nick. I'm going to let you give me a little more context so we can talk about that. But Bobby is more than happy to jump on the phone with you. That's how actually I ended up starting to do some deals with Bobby. I paid him for his time. He helped me learn how to negotiate, and he was able to talk down. What have you done? You've talked down a judgment from $500,000 to $200,000, a couple of second mortgages from way high up where they were down to a couple $1,000s. So it comes from experience. But Nick, if you like, you already have my number. If you want to connect and just pay Bobby for his time while he's doing everything, more than happy to. I'll throw a link in here so you can come up on stage and ask us that. So you know how to do that and come up here. But yeah, you can definitely partner with Bobby and do a deal with him. Let's see what other things we got. Okay. Jesse Lee said, if I only have $500, is it worth it to use that for a month of data? No, please. If you only have $500, please go get a job. Go Uber Eats, go sell feet pictures. What else can you sell? You can probably sell, your hair. I'm just kidding. No, do not, please do not invest all of your money in something. You need to stack skills. And the biggest thing, actually is talked about this. I don't know if you actually, I'm going to share something really quickly. I want to share a video with you. I played it this morning, and I want everybody to see this. This is a really good, let me go over my history so I can share it. I shared this on my morning with everybody. I want everybody to see this. This is from somebody else's YouTube. I hope it doesn't hijack and cancel this. This is a really good video. Watch this.
In the Far East, they have something that's called the Chinese bamboo tree. The Chinese bamboo tree takes 5 years to grow. They have to water and fertilize the ground where it is every day. And it doesn't break through the ground until the 5th year. But once it breaks through the ground, within 5 weeks, it grows 90 feet tall. Now the question is, does it grow 90 feet tall in 5 weeks or 5 years? The answer is obvious. It grows 90 feet tall in 5 years, because at any time had that person stopped watering and nurturing and fertilizing that dream, that bamboo tree would have died in the ground. And I can see people coming out talking to a guy out there watering and fertilizing the ground that's not showing anything. Hey, what you doing? You've been out here a long time, man. And the conversation in the neighborhood is, you growing a Chinese bamboo tree, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Well, even Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder can see ain't nothing showing. You know that's how people are gonna do you. So how long you been working on this? How long have you been working on your dreams? Good. And you have nothing to show. This is all you got to show. People are gonna do that to you. And some people, ladies and gentlemen, they stop because they don't see instant results. It doesn't happen quickly. They stop. Oh, no. You got to keep on watering your dream. And when it began to happen, they stopped laughing. They said, look, whoa, look here. Look how, Hey, man, you know, I know you can do it. Look, you got a job here. See, during those hard times, we didn't know how you're going to make payroll. During those times when you fell and things didn't work out, they were nowhere to be found. But you know what I discovered? When you're working at your dream, somebody said the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. Oh, it's sweet to you. It's good to you. Why? See, when it's hard and there's a struggle, see, what you become in the process is more important than the dream. That's far more important. The kind of person you become, the character that you build, the courage that you develop, the faith that you're manifesting. Oh, it's something that you get up in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror, you're a different kind of person. You walk with a different kind of spirit. People know that you know what life is, that you have embraced life. You know it was hard, but you did it hard.
So I played that video this morning, and I really want to reiterate this because this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, guys. You're going to stack skills. And the one thing I want to reiterate for people, I don't even know if I've told you this, Bobby. I give away my data that I pull myself for free to people that want to work with me. I'm more than happy to help people get started. I have a gentleman, his name's Carmen. He lives in Canada. Carmen started calling my data. 2 weeks in, he got a hold of somebody, and they're like, yeah, we know we want to sell. We don't want to be here any longer. We're getting a divorce. And all Carmen had to do was pass that over to us. We were able to talk to the homeowners, negotiate a deal. We're going to pay Carmen just for being an appointment setter. He set an appointment with the homeowners and with us. He said, when are you available to hop on the phone? And we're going to be paying him. I don't know. We'll find out once we get the total payoff and stuff. I think he's going to make, just for making some calls, I'm going to pay him probably between $1,500 to $3,000. I don't know. We had a similar situation with Anna. We paid her $4,000. I like to underestimate and over deliver. But he's just getting started, and he's calling, and he's compounding, and he's stacking skills. So if anybody is in here and you're like, I have $500, should I go spend it on data? The answer is no. You need to go get a job. You need to go have some sort of income. I don't know if Jerry's on here. I'm actually going to text him and see if he'll come in here really fast because I'd love for you guys to see Jerry. He just quit his job. And he has $60,000 in his pipeline, but he was knocking doors and helping homeowners while working his W-2. So you guys have to have some stable income while you're learning a new skill. This is not an instant overnight success. If you didn't see the 5 years prior that you go into stacking skills, learning how to get this done, but you don't have to have all the answers when you're getting started. I really want to reiterate that. Find somebody who needs help, reach out to us. More than happy to walk them through how to keep their home. I just helped a family pull out their 401k to reinstate and stay. There's so many different options. So please do not spend, if that's your last dollar, do not spend it on data or something. Go make sure that you have 6 months of reserves, really work and study at the same time. It's going to be a grind and a hustle, but that's going to be the best use of your time. Please do not go blow your money on something. All right. I see Nick's in the, go ahead. You have something you want to say?
I was going to say, you can learn this business. You know, you don't want to be a YouTube warrior, but you can learn techniques, calling homeowners. There's data out there. I mean, I did this before I had access to some of these systems, you know, niche data and propstream and privy and all these other ones. Finding my own data at the county, it's not that hard to look it up. And then you've got to find numbers, but it's easier with less money to try to tee up a conversation with a homeowner. And if you can get somebody that'll speak to you and open to that, find a partner, find somebody in this business where you can make a little bit of money. You can make 5, 10 grand, you know, just by wholesaling or referring that over to somebody else. That's probably the way I would suggest you get started. And it does take work, but the work is more mental and it's knowledge. Buying a gym pass doesn't entitle you to anything, right? You've got to go in and put in the work in the gym, and you'll see muscle built over a period of time. Same thing when mountain biking. I do a lot of mountain biking and have, for an old man, have done some fun races this last year. I can't expect to jump on the bike right out of the chutes and be conditioned. I've got to put in effort. It takes time to do that, and training, and that resistance is what builds strength. So as you join one of these communities, understand that entitles you to nothing. You're now just part of a community. You now have your gym membership, but you've got to go in and put in the work. And that work is honing the skill, how to talk to a homeowner. It's doing data. Maybe you don't want to talk to a homeowner. It's just doing research behind the scenes for somebody else, or utilizing a group like Caroline. You know, you can get data, make calls. But there's a lot of attrition. I find that not a lot of people are willing to put in the energy. That's the reality of life. And that's why not everybody succeeds in this business, because it does take effort.
Yeah, it's the fortune's made in the follow-up, and it comes from stacking skills. You get in the right circle, they're going to help you get taken care of. Speaking of the right circle, that's what Nick did. And I'm going to bring you up here in a second, Nick. I just want to say for everybody, I'm going to throw this down. You'll see my name just after I put this down. Message me the word data or deal if you need help with a deal. And then my little robot will reply and you guys can get help there. But Nick is going to ask a similar question to what Melissa has in the side chat. So we're going to get to it. Melissa said, any tips on negotiating a payoff on pre-foreclosures that have been reduced to a judgment? How do you get them to discount the fees? So Nick, you had a similar question. You're doing a lien in Boston.
Yeah, so Bobby, this is the one we talked about last week, this specific deal. And so I ended up meeting with her again today, and I found out her first mortgage is $320,000 behind. Her second mortgage, well, not $320,000 behind, sorry.
It's her principal balance.
Principal is $320,000. Her reinstatement is $30,000. Her second note is $130,000 principal.
All right, I'm taking the notes. What is the reinstatement?
30.
$30,000 for the first one.
And 130 a second, like a HELOC?
On the principal. No, it's just a second mortgage.
Okay.
And its reinstatement for that is approximately $10,000.
Okay.
So she has paid the second one before?
Like actually paid it at all? I have no idea. I would assume so.
What's her monthly payment on the first one?
Let me look at the photo. I don't have it off the top of my head. Let me see.
Okay.
Looks like approximately $700.
$600 is the monthly payment for the first one. What's any idea what your monthly payment is on the second one?
All right. So sorry. First one is $1,300. Second one is $700.
Okay. So $1,300 and $700?
Correct.
So you're at $2,000 a month in payments.
Correct.
If you're on time. Okay.
Give or take, obviously.
Give or take. What's the rent rate on the property? Just curious. What could it rent for?
About $2,400.
Okay. So low cash flow. Okay. All right. Take it away, Bobby. I'm going to let you do this. And just for everybody on here, like Bobby's going to give some advice here, but really it's free. This is a free thing, but Bobby, he's got a bunch of children. He's trying to pay those bills. So he wants to JV and help you guys out. So go ahead. What you got?
Yeah, I've got a wedding coming up. My daughter's sending me pictures right now of these gold signs she wants around her beautiful pictures. So yeah, let's do deals so I can get this fairy tale wedding castle knight in shining armor thing paid for. So right now I've got a couple more questions I want to ask you. So you've given me 320, 30, 130, and 50. So 450 is the total mortgage debt that I wrote down. She's about $40,000 in arrears, which means, to those that don't know what that means, that is the amount that they haven't been making payments. And so it's that balance, principal, interest, attorney fees, that's just the debt to reinstate the loan. So we are already at 490. What's ARV?
450.
Okay. So right now, we are upside down in the property. So anybody underwriting this, the way that somebody says, what's the difference between principal and payoff? So principal balance is you borrow $100,000, you pay it down over a few years to $10,000 over the years. Your principal balance is now $90,000. Now they could have not made those payments for several years, and they still owe $90,000, but they could have an arrear amount of $15,000. You're like, wait a minute, that doesn't add up. It's more than they even borrowed. There's a lot of fees that we're dealing with. So I'm going to just guess, Nick, what we're trying to do, the strategy is how can we create equity through the second? Is that where you're going with it?
Yeah. And I just want to say, I don't think the numbers I gave you, the 330 and 120, those include the reinstatement. It's not plus 40.
So you're giving a total payoff then. If it's 320 and that includes, if you're saying total payoff is 320, so what we need is to understand there's an underlying balance of X. Is that 320 or is that the payoff amount?
So what it says here is as of 12/13, the accelerated amount is 309.
Okay. So 309, and then another 30,000 to reinstate that loan, right? You had 309 and 30, or 339. That doesn't map to the 320.
Yeah, because you said the accelerated amount. So
doesn't the accelerated amount include the reinstatement?
Yes, that should include the reinstatement.
That is total. Yeah, total payoff. So there should be a balance, a principal balance, like what is remaining on that mortgage. If we reinstate the loan and pay that $30,000, what is that balance?
Yeah, that's outstanding principal is 293.
There we go. That's the number I wanted.
Sorry,
So,
I didn't know what
so 293 plus 30. Now we're closer to that 320, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny, you look at these income statements and from the bank, and they never add up. That's what's so weird. It's like, how did you get this number? So 309, if I wanted to pay that completely off, you're saying the payoff is 309,000, right? Okay. Take 293 plus 30. That doesn't equal 309.
No, it doesn't.
So it's kind of interesting. And I've done that with the bank. I had a second mortgage I bought. It was 34,000. To reinstate it, it was 10,000. I'm like, why on earth would I pay $10,000 and keep that $34,000 mortgage in place when I can just pay the whole thing off and give myself a $10,000 raise? So anyway, so the approach, let's get to, so we've got, accurate numbers now. What is your burning question?
My burning question is, can I negotiate that second lien enough if it's at 120, 130? Can I negotiate that enough to free up enough equity in this deal to make sense?
Depends how good you are. And I would say yes. It's calling the bank, identifying when the trustee sale is, and then having that strategy. When is the trustee sale scheduled for?
28th.
So February 28th.
Correct.
So after February 28th, this second mortgage gets nothing, right? The ARV you've already given me is 450. So we're already underwater on this deal. So 320, 420, 450. So we are 490 for a property that is worth 450. One thing we haven't asked is, talk to me about the condition, the roof, HVAC, foundation, electrical, plumbing. Is there any renovation that needs to be done? Is it dated? Is it, and then what are we also paying the homeowner? So when you're underwriting, these are all things, everybody on the call, that you need to be asking the homeowners.
Okay. So first thing, major repairs, everything, water heater, AC, all that stuff, everything's 2017 or newer.
Okay, I like that.
As for it's dated, one thing I noticed today when I was there that concerns me a little bit, but not too much, is I just felt that the kitchen was a little off balance, maybe a little settled or something. But obviously, that is something. And then the seller, realistically, she just kind of wants time. And then a lawyer promised her that he would get her, 20 grand, but she'd have to be out right away. She said to me, she's like, if I can get like 60 days and then somewhere around 20 grand, because she makes only $1,000 a month from Social Security. So she doesn't make any money to be able to
stay in the home, you said?
Not long, just enough to just have enough time to move her stuff out. She has a lot of stuff.
And she's got an attorney that's making an offer on the property, or who's?
This attorney who said this has passed away.
Okay.